I have a perspective from that point of view, and in particular my perspective is one of people. What my business is about, it's about people, and it's about performance, and it's how we get the best out of people because it's good to do so, but it's also good for us ourselves to get the best from ourselves. We're all acorns, if you like, and what we want to do is to become strong oaks rather to wither on the vine. And there are certain, if you want to call it that, psychological, deeper drives and energies within us which it's very, very important to unleash, both in the workplace and in teams, as Stephen mentioned, and as we're going to see when I talk about the national perspective, there is an angle to this which I think is quite important. It's subtle, but I think it's important. So, what do I do? Well, we run a company called Motivational Maps. We have an online diagnostic tool. The best way of getting you to think about it would be to say it's like a psychometric test. If you've heard of Myers-Briggs, or you've heard of Belbin, or you've heard of any of these types of tools, insights, you will know what a psychometric test is. Only this isn't a psychometric. What it does, it provides a language and a measurement to what motivates us internally, and what motivates us is correlated with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. In other words, this isn't just about some word like motivation, as if that were just, oh, I know what that is. This is about our energy, the direction of our energy, and how much of that energy we have, our deepest drives, if you want to call it that. What's important about this? Well, I'll tell you what's important about it. We think we make logical decisions in our life, but we don't. We make emotional decisions. We make decisions which come, if you like, from our body, from our inner being, not from what we think we're doing. And if you want any proof of that, you've only got to look around at your own relationships, and particularly your closest relationships, when you find that you thought you meant something, you were telling your wife, your husband, your partner this, but your behavior and what you're really doing, she or he is very, very quick and willing to point out is something different. We are not always aware of what these inner drives are. So the more we can become aware of these drives, the more we can guide our life to a successful conclusion. So, in a nutshell, and I won't be too technical about this, we have discovered, and our research discovers, there are 9 basic drives that people have in 3 groups of 3. I won't go through all 9 of them because that's not the point of the talk, but it is important to say there are 3 groups of 3. 3 at the bottom are very, very relationship driven, which means that people who have those kind of drives go slow, and also they are highly risk averse. There are 3 drives in the middle of the triangle, which are what we call achievement motivators, and people who are into that sort of go at an average pace, and they're very into things and doing things. And the 3 at the top are what we call growth motivators, who are for people who like to go very, very fast and are very risk-friendly. In fact, consultants are typically with that profile. We could look at any kind of job, accountancy, plumbing, nursing, teaching, soliciting, whatever. We could look at all these jobs and we could say there's probably a typical kind of profile that suits that kind of person. And whenever we go into companies and we find people who are getting a really bad time with their work, we often find they're square pegs in round holes because their motivational drives are not matched with the nature of the job. The job in some way is structured in such a way it's blocking their inner drives. And this happens time and time again. Now, one further thing to say to you about this that you need to know is this. We don't have one drive. In fact, we all have 9 of them. But what's important is our top 3. It's the combination of the top 3 that make us unique. And I won't go into the technical nature of this either, but there are 9 drives. You can see there's quite a lot of possible combinations. If you add to that the scoring of this as well, you have an almost infinite capacity, an infinite range of what people are really like.